Hello, Pattern Realm. Jimi Hendrix here, your Kingdom Success Consultant. Today I want to talk to you about my mental health journey. Alright? I'm going to be upfront with you as best I can. When I was a small child, I knew that there was something different about me. I knew physically long before, but also emotionally, spiritually. I mean, I couldn't put my finger on it then, but I know what it was. When I was 12, 13, I noticed some complete personality differences from a lot of people around me. And I thought, man, this is weird. Then on my 13th birthday, a year-long depression took place. But it was back then, it was 1983. And you know the culture back then, the same in some ways as it is now. They say, don't talk about it. People think you're crazy. They lock you up. They lock you up, you may not come out. Well, I kept it to myself until 1997, when my ex-wife at the time, urged me to get psychological help. Now, after some tests, in December 1997, I was diagnosed with depression, major depression with psychotic features. That went on for nearly 9 years. In September 2006, while I was in graduate school, the stress of school and daily living got too much for me, and I was hospitalized. A few weeks later, I was tested by my psychiatrist, albeit a period of 6 months, a new psychiatrist I had. And by April 2007, he diagnosed me with bipolar disorder. Now, you have to understand, when I got the diagnosis, my friend Jim Bob says, if you got bipolar disorder, you can't do nothing. Can't go to work, can't go to school, can't do nothing. And I'm thinking, oh, really? Around that time, shortly around that time, some point, his, say around, I don't know, the late 2000s, she started considering nursing school. Now you tell me, Dr. Davis, the one who diagnosed me, he said, Jimmy, don't think it's the end of the world. People who have bipolar disorder, properly managed, can live a perfectly normal life. So there you go. Perfectly normal life. Now, the blessing. I knew I had bipolar disorder, but when I talked to family, some of them were open to talk about them, but most of them, about maybe 80% of them, don't say a word, don't talk about it. We don't want to hear it. We don't want you to be talking about it. 2014, I had a counselor say, you need to come forward and be open about your mental illness. And my mama was like, no, son, don't talk about that. People think you're crazy. And I wouldn't talk about it. But, and I was intent to keep my secret of bipolar disorder to my grave. But, however, around that time, one of the bishopric in my church called me on behalf of Bishop Dave, asking me to speak out at a Fifth Sunday meeting. It was those of you in the Restored Church of Christ, especially Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the third Sunday, we normally go into what's known as the Relief Society room where the women normally meet. And it was there that I went forward and I talked about my mental illness. And I have to confess it to you now, I cried. I wasn't disposed to talk about it. But my friends in church reassured me and said, Jimmy, there's nothing wrong with you talking about it. And it goes back to what the theologian Jeffrey R. Holland said. He said, we should not be ashamed of depression any more than high blood pressure or malignant cancer. So there we go. But the sad thing is, our dragon culture, which is narcissistic, doesn't have much regard for the weak. They say, don't say nothing, don't talk about nothing. We don't want to hear it. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Come on. Wake up to realities. It is what it is. I'm saying the truth. I'm preaching it. And some of you maybe, Jimmy, what in the world? You know, we talk about business. Let me tell you something. Mental health is a public affairs issue. And it is a business issue. The theologian Jeffrey R. Holland said this: if you do not take the time to be well, you will certainly find the time to be ill. Mental health is not something to play around with. I will talk to people about it. I've had a few YouTube videos about it. I'm not ashamed to talk about it. And so that's what I intend to do. Now, I hope you enjoyed watching. If you like what you hear, please subscribe, become a part of Pattern Realm. Until next time, don't just sit there and take it. Why don't you go out there and build your dreams so you can take it? Do what others don't so you can be what others won't. And do what others won't so you can have it others can't. Choose, act, and pursue happiness. God bless you. Remember, from the bottom of my heart, Jimmy loves you. I really love you. God bless you, and please, why don't you go out there and have yourself a blessed day? Remember, I love you. Don't forget, I love you.